Do you know there's a need for cash today? In the video, I'm going to share with you some of my thoughts. All right, so a lot of times I hear people, hey Phil, I'm interested in the ATM business. Is cash gonna be around? Do I need cash? I don't use cash. I'm not a cash person. I'm always on debit, or I use credit, or I use PayPal, or any of the other stuff. And so that always seemed foreign to me. But this weekend, what happened is I always carry cash because I always feel the need for cash just in case things happen. Well, this weekend I went to Atlanta, had a conference down in Atlanta, and there was all kinds of little disasters that I avoided by using cash. So I'm a big proponent of cash, but I'm going to share with you some of those things that happened to me and why I always carry cash and why I have a need for cash. I'm not telling you to change your view or do what you want to do, but if you're in the ATM business, this is part of your business, is to have cash, or at least support the people who want cash. So here are some of the things how I benefited for having cash in my pocket at the time and avoid disaster. So point number one, we had a large group of people. We had a break in our conference. So it was about 500 people. Well, we were by a mall. 450 people went that way to the mall to get food, and a group of us decided, let's go down the street. There were some restaurants, we're gonna eat there. But you know the challenge with restaurants is you have to sit down, it's gonna take a little time. We had an hour, 10-minute walk over there, 10-minute walk back. That left about 40 minutes to sit down, get our food, in and out. So, had 12 people. We went to the restaurant. I went in the door first. I told the maitre d', a guy there, I said, look, here's the deal. We have 12 people. Is it possible to get in and out? He said, you know what? I don't really think it's really possible to get in and out. So what did I do? I whipped out $40. I said, hey, you think you can make it happen? He goes, absolutely, we can make it happen. Put the 40 in his pocket. Now the maitre d' and the waitress, and we had a waiter. They all came over there. We had a waitress, we had a waiter, and the maitre d' or the host. He came over, they busted tables, they waited on the tables, they got all the food in and out. Actually, we were done in about 20 minutes. We got our order in, we got our order out. Everybody had a great time. Nobody knew that I gave the guy $40 to make it happen, but they all had a wonderful time. The service was phenomenal. Thank you very much for the people who did that. I'm not gonna mention any names because they're not paying me to mention the names, but it was a phenomenal experience. Everybody was happy. It all was on the power of me giving the guy $40 to ensure the great service and a great tip. Now, do you have to do that? Absolutely not. But we wanted to make sure that it was done and it was done right. And so that's what I did, and it worked out great. Point number two, I'm in the hotel. I'm back and forth. I got to the hotel. I was a little late. I want to go right to the conference. So I give the bellman, gave him $5. I said, hey, can you take care of my bags? Absolutely, no problem. Here it is. He took care of my bags, put it in a bell stand, and so everything was taken care of nice. It was nice because I gave him $5 and I ensured him that I'm going to be taken care of. So, can I do that with a debit card? No, the guy at the bellman don't take debit cards. It doesn't work good with him. Could you do a Cash App? I guess you could. I don't have a Cash App. That's not who I am. I'm more of a cash guy. But it was easy. Boom, it was done. I gave him $5. He was happy. I was happy. And guess what? Magically, he remembered me when it was time to check out. He ensured some prompt service for us, and things happened. I'm a service guy. Our company is all around the service industry. We make sure that our customers are taken care of because of service. And when I go somewhere and I do something, I like to be handled with good service too. And guess what? A little 5 or a little 10 ensures good service. You can't do that with credit cards, but you can do that with cash. So I'm a big proponent of good service, and how I get good service is cash. Point number 3. Now this is a great one. So I get on, I got about 2 hours to get to the airport. Figure it's 45 minutes to the airport. Gives me some time to get through TSA, and then they get on a plane. All right, sounds good. Good plan. Well, I wasn't paying attention a little. I got a little 15 minutes behind. All right, so I call my Uber, get the Uber dialed in. We get into the Atlanta traffic. Of course, God bless Atlanta. I got hit it with some more traffic. So now I'm like, that's no big deal. I still got a good hour and a half to get to the airport, get through security, get on my plane. Well, here's what happens. We go, and I see a sign, domestic this way, international this way. Well, the Uber driver takes me to the international Atlanta airport, which I didn't know there was 2 Atlanta airports. Now we get up there, and I said, it says I'm flying out of the Delta terminal, which Delta is pretty much controls the international, I guess, the airport. So what happens is the Uber driver says, you know what, Phil, if you want, he said, you can just take one of those buses and it'll take you to the airport. Well, I don't know how far the airport. I'm like, well, hey, is it possible I could give you $20 and you could take me to the airport? He goes, absolutely, we can do that. Now, if I don't have cash, I have to exit that Uber app, I have to go into and request a ride. I've done this without cash. I've done this, and guess what? It's not that Uber driver. They assigned somebody else. I gotta wait for that Uber driver to show up and then take me to the other airport. We solved the issue real fast. Just gave the guy 20. He took me right over to the airport, and went through TSA, and I got onto my flight. So it was a real easy situation that we solved with cash in hand. I made the mistake. Somehow, some way, he said you selected Delta International. I only saw one Delta on the app, but it doesn't matter. We remedied the mistake. I made my flight, and thank God it was the last flight of the night to get out of Atlanta. So point number 4, now I'm staying in a different hotel than where the conference is. So what happens is, I call an Uber driver where the conference is. I get in there. I said, hey, do me a favor, I'm gonna go up, I'm gonna get my luggage, I'm gonna check out, can you wait here? And you know what? They said, well, I gotta make other runs. I said, here, how about 20 in cash? No problem, we can manage that. So I go into the hotel, I grab my luggage, come back out, person gives me a back ride to the conference, I go to the conference, give them $20, and I didn't have to make that special trip of waiting and calling another Uber. I just took it all in one, and it's all because of $20. It was just cash. Now, you can't do that necessarily with a credit card, but you can do that with cash. So the reason why I tell you all these cash stories is because cash is still relevant. To me, and this is point number 5, cash buys freedom. It allows me to do things that we used to be able to do. I'm still old school, an OG, whatever you want to say. I've been around, and we could do things a lot with cash. Now it's more of a credit society, but there's still a big need for cash. And what I've been seeing, and I hope you guys see this too, is cash is starting to buy freedom. Cash is starting to buy better service and better quality of life. So one of the things that I highly recommend you guys do is carry some cash with you. See if you experience what I'm talking about. Go to a restaurant. Don't tip them at the end of the thing. Tip them a little in the beginning. See if that increases your service. When you're doing bellman or an Uber driver or anybody, see the delight when you use cash and what that gets you. I guarantee it'll get you increased service and increase a better quality of life for what you guys want to achieve. All right, so if you're thinking about starting your own ATM business, I want to invite you to our free checklist entitled ATM Business Passive Income Checklist, the 5 things you need to know to start your profitable ATM business so you can start earning passive income, make more money for your family, and spend more time with them also. If that sounds like something that's interesting to you, click the link down below and start your ATM journey today. Again, this is Phil from the ATM Mastermind group page, where we buy your freedom at one transaction at a time. Thank you guys for making us #1 on YouTube, and I'll see you over at the next ATM Mastermind video.